Hi, welcome to What Do You Know Wednesdays. This week we're going to be talking about conversion rate optimization, which is your key to more money and less problems. This presentation was originally presented by myself as well as Sam Thug Life Owen. The step one for conversion rate optimization is usability testing. So you just want to go through your client's website and do some usability testing. Make sure that their landing page is up to best practices, that they have clear and relevant text. All the text on the page is super relevant to the user experience, nothing just bogging down the site. The features and benefits are called out clearly. Hopefully most of the text is using the text space to call out these features and benefits. You want to make sure that all the graphics look clean and that they're used spaciously. There's not a lot of stuff just bogging down the user experience. You want to make sure that their cart, so for any e-commerce or software as a service or any website that uses a cart checkout system, has little to no navigation options during the cart experience. You don't want them to be able to click back into the site and start comparison shopping and get confused. You want to make sure that there's a clear list of cart funnel navigation options for the user to see though. So they should be able to see where they are in the checkout process, how much longer they have to go. They should be able to click backwards if they need to change their address or update the quantity of their items, etc. You want to make sure that you have enough payment options with lots of trust badges. If you only provide one or two payment options, you're going to be cutting out a lot of people. Some people prefer to use PayPal because it's a trusted way to pay, that they feel like their money is secure. Some people hate PayPal and they want to use their credit card. They feel safer using their credit card. Some people want to use Google Shopping checkout. So just provide as many options as you can for people and just have lots of trust badges so they feel nice and safe giving you all their money. Maybe put your privacy policy, a link to it directly by the cart so people, if they get nervous, can go and read that and feel nice and reinsured and like they're in a warm fuzzy blanket, and then they will hopefully spend all their money with you. And you also want to make sure that the subtotal and total prices are obvious throughout the checkout process. You don't want them to get to the last page and be like, I didn't know I had to pay for shipping, and then click off and they've wasted all of your time and gone through the checkout process and ended up not buying anything. You also want to make sure that you talk to your client. It's a super important step to conversion rate optimization, is to talk to them about what they're doing with their website. Just go through their website with them while they're on the phone. Maybe you can get like a GoToMeeting set up or something like that where you're sharing screens so you can talk about what you're both looking at the same time. Ask them what specific design features were intentional. Ask them which parts were just kind of thrown together. At least that way you have a good gauge of what they agree needs worked on and what they feel like they did a really good job on. You just want to kind of protect their ego as much as you can through the process. Ask them about previous testing. Maybe they did 4 months of testing a certain color button and you don't want to go down that road if they've already done it. So just make sure you talk to them about any testing they've already done and what the results were, and hopefully they still have all the data behind that so you can make your own judgments on what the data is telling you. Also ask if they have Google Website Optimizer. If they do, that's a really easy way for you to just get in there and start doing some testing. You don't have to go through the hassle of setting it up if they already have it. So analytics is really your conversion rate optimization best friend forever. You can set up goals and then set up the conversion funnel to see where exactly in the checkout process they're getting turned off. So maybe, like I said, it's at the end where they see the final price and they didn't know they had to pay taxes and shipping, and then they get turned off, and hopefully you can identify that through the conversion rate funnel. Also make sure that if you use a pop-up conversion process, I've seen some websites, especially if it's like a free trial, they'll use a pop-up process where you click on something for a free trial and then they have like 4 or 5 pages of getting your information and maybe you have to put a credit card in and agree to terms and services. Just make sure that you append each URL each time someone clicks through so that way you can actually track what they're doing through the conversion funnel. So I'm just going to give you a quick rundown of how to set up a conversion funnel goal in analytics, just in case you're not super familiar with it. And I'll use PPC Hero. It's not actually a checkout process, but just to kind of give you an idea. If I wanted to track people going from our PPC guides page to our blog series page to our ad testing series, for some reason that was really important to me, and I wanted to see how they're doing between these steps. You just go in, click the admin tab up here, and you'll see goal tab right here. If you don't see a goal tab, you don't have administrative access, and you talk to your client about getting a higher level of access to their analytics account. And then you can go down here and put in the goal URL. So my goal URL is the add test and you shall receive. It's where I want them to end up at the end, and I have it as a head match and make sure, like this says, you don't put the front part of the URL in there. And then you go down here and you make sure that you tell them that it's a URL type, destination URL type here, and then you want to add some funnel steps. So my funnel step is /guides and /PPC hero blog series. So I want to see them go from the guides to the blog series and then get to the goal here. So then I save that. And now I see that, finding ad testing series. I can go in to standard reporting, funnel visualization, and then change it to this one. And then you'll see a nice little funnel. And hopefully this will actually have your checkout process. One really good thing about this, if you've never actually gone through your client's checkout process, it could be a really eye-opening experience for you to know how people are actually using it. And then as you're going through, maybe do a test conversion if you need to buy something, and have your client cancel the sale after you complete it. You can bring up a text edit box and kind of write down the URLs each time you're going through the steps for you to be able to come back and do this later. That's how you do that. There's a lot of usability packages out there. It might be a really good idea, especially if your client's spending a lot of money in PPC, to use some of them, at least talk to your client about them and see if they're interested in them. Maybe go through them yourself and see which ones would be the most beneficial for your client and what you want to be doing with them. Google Website Optimizer is, like I've already talked about, is a really great one. You can do A/B multivariate testing. The results integrate with analytics, which is super great. You can have all of your data in one place, which is always nice. There's a steeper learning curve than other platforms out there, just like Google Analytics itself. They don't make it the most user-friendly thing in the world, but it's worth the time it takes to learn. Yeah, so it's going to be integrated into the Google Analytics interface soon, and that'll just make it a more straightforward process to access. And at least it tells you when tests have concluded beyond a certain confidence level, so it's really great. Unbounce.com is a really great site to use. You can create and split test simple landing pages. It's fairly clean and easy to use. I didn't have any problems. I started using it right away as soon as I got in. It's great if a client has web devs who are super slow to respond to landing page change requests, or if they don't have web dev teams. You don't have to pay for it once you do have to pay for it once you go over 100 visits per month. So the client needs buy-in for this one, but it is relatively cheap. FormStack is a great usability package as well. You can test sign-up forms and landing pages. It's really great if you have lead generation clients. You can run multiple forms, test wordings, buttons, number of compulsory fields, etc. There is limited free usage, so it's good for smaller clients, forms that you want to test. VisualWebsiteOptimizer.com is easy to use. Oops. Easy to use version of Google Website Optimizer. It has a nicer interfaces, etc. It's pricier of all the options. It's $249 a month for an agency account. So hopefully, maybe if you're an agency, you can talk your CEO into funding that, and it'll be something you can use for all of your different clients. You can run many different kinds of tests: A/B, multivariate, split URL, behavioral, geo. There's heat and click maps, revenue tracking, usability reports, and it also integrates with Google Analytics, which is really great. Optimizely.com, it's an A/B testing package. It's another GWO copy with a nicer interface. HubSpot.com, marketing package like Google Analytics, but with optimizer tools built in and a nice user interface. Ad testing, it's more like your conversion rate optimization, good acquaintance, not really your BFF, but it's important. It seems sort of like a piddly step, but it's really not. Imagine a scenario where two ads are competing and one has a 6% conversion rate and the other has a 4.5 conversion rate. Depending on the volume, there's a lot of misconversions there. So you just want to make sure that you do actually complete this step for conversion rate optimization. Jeff, who we call El Jefe, or the boss around here, did a really nice article on PPC Hero that I'll link to in the resources that show you how to use conversions per impression. Using conversions per impression uses both the click-through rate and the conversion rate to show what ads are actually getting you more conversions, because just because something has a really high conversion rate, if it has a really low click-through rate and another ad has a really high click-through rate but a low conversion rate, could actually be getting more conversions. So you need to actually do the analysis by using conversions per impression. It's the most effective way to test specific call to actions, destination URLs, etc. User testing is super important because people with no experience of your client's site are more likely to find obvious mistakes and areas of confusion. So you, who look at the website all the time, probably will miss a lot of really obvious things. So you should have someone do some user testing for you. You can find where users get stuck in the conversion funnel. Quick wins are to just get someone in the office who's never worked on your client's site to test it. You can get friends and family to test it. Can my mom figure it out? It's a good question to ask yourself. So options, there's a paid package, usertesting.com. There's lots of users, video responses, surveys, fast feedback the same day. But the bad is that it's really expensive. It's $390 for 10 participants. And professional testers are probably not going to be that raw, can my mom figure it out sort of thing that you really want. Quick surveys, surveymonkey.com, and they're a really good option. So here are all the resources. El Jefe's post that I was talking about, using the conversions per impression, all the usability websites that I talked about, the little support article about how to set up funnels, really cool website about blog article about site speed. Site speed is another thing that can really help you get your conversion rate up. But this article talks about how they did it and all their tips for how to do it, so I would check that out. And then the pros, conversionrateexperts.com, CRO tips. It's a really good place for a bunch more tips, so I would keep checking that one as well. So thanks for watching What Do You Know Wednesday, and hopefully you got some really great conversion rate optimization tips.